Thanks for joining us for our Clever Ideas video. I'm going to give you some clever ideas about how to save some money in areas, how to save some space, some decorating ideas, and also how to adapt your home to yourself. That's what we did, and this is what this Clever Idea video is about. I'm going to start in the kitchen. So Steph and I in our business have designed several kitchens, but we always say, get a kitchen designer that does it for a living, somebody who does it and that's their profession. Because they know the ins and outs, they know the cabinets, and they can give you lots of great ideas. So Steph and I really have done a lot of work with Marsha from Design Advantage Cabinetry. We absolutely love her, she's amazing. And she works with our architect, Dave, from ALA Architects in Crystal Lake. So grateful for that. So a lot of these ideas in the kitchen came from me saying to Marsha, this is what I want to do in the kitchen, how do I achieve it? Or her saying, Christy, I think this is what you need to do in the kitchen. So it was really great to have her as a team member to work with. The first thing I want to show you is if you're a baker, you must have this. So I had this large heavy KitchenAid mixer and I said to Marsha, I'm sick of lifting it out and bending down and getting it all the time. What can I do? So she came up with the idea to put my KitchenAid in a cabinet. So it just pops up really easily. How long would you have to tote this heavy thing around? So if you're a baker, you gotta have this. She had to work a way to put it in my island because we didn't have a lot of space because we were downsizing. Just goes back, goes away, and it goes away. I also can put my toaster in there and use the electrical outlet that had to be put in that cabinet and pull my toaster up, so that works really well too. I also wanted to do this wonderful, beautiful cutting board, not only for texture, but also for use. So this is great because I don't have to bend out and pull up my big cutting board either. I can use this and it works wonderful. I always like to have trays throughout my kitchen too. So I think it's a great idea to use the trays that you have. I used to have a tray right by my sink in my other home that I put my paper towels and my hand soaps and everything in. But here, I have a tray right here that I can put all of my bowls that I commonly use and also use it as fruit. So not only is it a beautiful piece, but it's a very useful piece. So we created the shelving area, and not only do we use it for decoration, but we also used it for the dog food bowl. It works out great because we have a lot of visitors, everybody's in here all the time, and I can't tell you the number of times that our dog food water or bowl has tipped over. So this is great. I took the leftover quartz and had them cut it fit to size here, so it works out perfect. So this is one of my favorite areas right here in the kitchen. Another area that I love is around here, space-saving idea. I wanted to do a spice cabinet. I didn't have a lot of room in my cabinets by my stove. So Marsha said, why don't you do a spice pull-out? So I ended up doing a spice pull-out, which is wonderful. Not only does it make good use of my spices, but I'm able to put my tin foil in there, my saran wrap, and my Ziploc bag. So it's really a double duty. I love it. Another thing that we did in here to save space and to save money was we came up with a charging drawer. I do not like chargers and cords and phones being out on my countertop. So Marsha said, well, let's bury it in the cabinets. Phones, anything, and it's wonderful. You just need to make sure you have electrical behind here. So we did that, and we saved money by not having to do another small drawer front. And on the other side also, it's a matching bin that we use for storage. So this was a great space saving and money saving area. The next thing we wanted to do is we really wanted to save money on our cabinets, and because we were going so high all the way to the ceiling, it was costing a lot more. So Marsha came up with the idea, because I'm 5'6", she said, you know, why don't we raise your cabinets up 3 inches? So we raised our cabinets up 3 inches, which was such a clever idea. It allowed us to not have to use custom cabinets at the top and to not use as much crown molding, so it saved us quite a bit of money. It also allowed us to show more of this beautiful tile, which really looks nice. If you're 5'2" and over, you don't have to worry about it. Anything under that, you might not want to raise it up 3 inches. The other thing we always tell people to do is, your tile is beautiful, so use as much of it as you possibly can. So behind our stovetop, we put the tile all the way up to the ceiling, and it just is a nice design look. It really looks fresh and clean. We also, over here on this other side, took the tile all the way down to the floor. We had to stop our tile in a weird area because of the outlet, and it wasn't going to work. So Brian and I, my tile guy, decided that we would put the tile all the way down to the floor, and it's just a really nice look. What I'm going to show you was our pot filler. Not only is it beautiful, but it's so useful. If you are really going to be using large stock pots and you cook a lot of pasta, this is great. I don't have a lot of room to move my pot from here to there, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you do have to take your pot far from your sink to your stove, it's great to have a pot filler. It works wonderful. I absolutely love it. Another thing we did in here is to save us money, is we decided to go with these interior lights. Instead of going with really expensive interior lights in our cabinets, we went with rope lighting, and it worked really great. We were able to mount all the rope lighting behind the face of the cabinet, and that worked wonderful. And again, that saved us a great deal of money.
Go ahead.
Another space-saving idea we had to do was for a microwave. In my last 3 homes, we've always hidden our microwave because my husband does not like to see it. But in this case, we really needed the space. We really wanted a double oven. We didn't know where to put our microwave. So we put it down here, hidden away, so you don't see a clunky old microwave. It worked out great. And because you have to have a deeper cabinet for the microwave, it gave this nice little interesting detail to my countertop. And I just think that looks more custom. Remember, you will also need electrical behind that if you choose to do that. All right. So next area we're going to go to is the mudroom, so follow me. So if you remember from my interior reveal video, I have an open buffet in the dining room kitchen area. So I have a lot of overstock of dishes and things. So any place you can, anytime you're building, put it in as many closets as you can. But in your mudroom, in your laundry room, if you can fit a closet in, that's great. So we fit this closet in here. And it's really for overstock of all my dishes and things. I've got the dog food in here, I've got the vacuum, but it serves as a wonderful carryover for all my dishes and everything, and really easy to access. Another thing, I'm sure most of you, if you've had kids, you mark their heights on the wall. We did that in our last home, and we had to leave it there when we moved because it was on the drywall. So I had my husband take a poster board and copy it, and then we bought this yardstick, and it would be easy for you to make. It's a 1x6. And now we haven't done it yet, but we're going to add all the heights, transfer all the heights to this yardstick, so whenever we leave again, we can take this memory and take this with us. The next thing, as far as space saving and as far as money saving, I think I told you about going with remnants. We went with remnants not only in this area, but in our master bath and in our kitchen. It saved us a lot of space because we didn't have to come up with a custom desk or 2 desks. We were able to do this. So not only was it money saving, it was space saving. Now to show you real quick in the laundry room. Another clever idea that Brad and Marcia came up with, it's supposed to be a secret safe, but it won't be secret after this anymore. He really wanted a place to put his safe, so she made us an empty cabinet, which did not cost much at all. There's no interior, and then he put his safe in here. And our GC framed it out. So this is a great thing to put a safe in if you have an empty cabinet that you're not using, and that's what we chose to do that. Another thing to do in your laundry room that Marcia brought up was to always add a pull-out garbage can, whether you want to use it for recycling or whether you want to use it for garbage. It's great to have in here. So that worked out great too, between my kitchen and my dining room. And if you remember from the interior reveal, it was full of very similar things. It was just done up for spring and summer. So I love to change things out for the season. So this area is a perfect area to do it, just by doing simple things. If you remember, these were full of berries and some radishes, and now I've just changed it to acorns and bittersweet and a simple leaf. I've changed my summer plates out to these interesting fall plates, and just by taking faux leaves and cutting them up and just adding them to things, it just gives you the feel that fall has come. Another thing I really like is to put pictures and art in unexpected places. So I've leaned this picture canvas back here behind this cloche that has a pumpkin in it. It just creates different layers, and scattered these cute candy corns in front of it. Another thing here is I tucked this picture back here behind these glass vases, and it's just an unexpected place to see an art piece like that. And I'll kind of show you that throughout the house. I've done it over here again. I've got a little art piece where we have our ladder on the inside for our blankets. And I just stuck a little piece that I was looking for someplace to go. I stuck it right above the ladder here. And that's just, again, an unexpected place to have it. And in my built-ins, hung that on the wall. Again, it's not expected to be there. Also, books are in. They've always been in, and they're even in more now. So there's so many different things you can do with old books, and you can get them so many different places. These books I covered in these beautiful decorative paper. These books up here, I tore the bindings off, and you just see the raw bindings. And then I just used books to stack things up on. So books are a wonderful way to decorate in a very inexpensive way. A clever way to save money when you're trying to tile or do your fireplace is not to make the corners and to finish the sides. It was going to cost us so much more to actually turn and use the corner pieces here, so we just decided to put the tile in the front of our fireplace and then paint the sides of the fireplace this beautiful color, and it saved us so much money. So that's a really clever idea if you're trying to be on a budget, you're trying to save money when you're trying to redo your fireplace. So a few things in the master bathroom that we did. One is the tile. Love to create this depth and put the tile behind the mirrors. You saw this in my interior reveal, but I just want to show you it's an inexpensive way to give you a little dazzle in your bathroom. Also, if you're short on space and you don't have a lot of width for your countertops, for your cabinets, like we do, then it's great to put this cabinet on top of your countertop. Notice how it's recessed back, and we have so much storage in here, and that works really well for us. Also, we're short on space, as I was saying, so I keep my towels out. I just painted this a silver, and this is where I keep all my towels, so they're easy to get to and easy to access. Another thing we did for a little clever idea is, you might have saw the beginning of this on my vlog, I redid this bench. It's my mother-in-law's bench. It was a brown, dark bench with some green fabric on it, and I painted it the sea salt color, and I put a silver wash over it, and then I refabricated in this beautiful fabric from Robert Allen. So as we talked about sneaking pictures in and putting pictures in interesting places, because we downsized, I have a ton of pictures that I still need to hang up, but I ran out of space. So come on in my closet. You can tell I'm picture crazy. And take a look at an idea that I decided to do in my closet. Because I had pictures that I loved that I couldn't put up, I decided who needs another shelf for shoes? And I decided to put just a row of pictures layered of my boys up there so I can see them every morning when I'm getting ready, and it worked out great. I plan on hanging a lot more pictures on the walls in here because why not? It's my closet and it's my family, so it's a great place to enjoy and use extra pictures. So now I'm in the boys' room, and in each of their rooms they really had to downsize. So we were able to give them great closets, but they're much smaller. And when they came home, they had lots of shoes. And you know, as little boys get bigger, so do their shoes, and they love shoes. So really, in their closet, they could have only put maybe a half dozen shoes in their closet. So we came up with the idea of taking these shoe storage areas that you're supposed to hang in the closet, but we didn't want to take up their hanging space. And we attached to the door, and the boys were able to fit every shoe they own when they came home from college. You actually can fit 2 shoes in here. If it was a big high top tennis shoes, we had to use separate ones. But this was a great, clever idea to actually find space for the boys' shoes. So when you watched the interior reveal, you saw our basement room that we can house several people. But I just want to tell you a little bit more about it. So because we downsized and we only had 3 bedrooms upstairs, we really needed to allow a lot of space in the basement for all my family and the kids' friends and for a lot of young life kids that come and stay here. So we did these trundle beds, which were originally supposed to be bunk beds, but because they were too high to the ceilings and it was going to be claustrophobic, we decided to come up with the idea to attach one bed to the wall, and underneath it would be a trundle bed-like area. So it pulls out very easily. So we can put one bed here, and then we have one on the other side, and we can pull the other bed out there. So we can easily sleep 6 to 8 people down here, and the kids have been down here, and we have just enjoyed this so much. All right. Thanks so much for joining us for this new video called Clever Ideas. I hope you learned a lot, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some clever ideas. Bye-bye.